brought to you by the Military Affairs and Veterans Department of the City of Jacksonville. Harris Conyers and the team over there making sure our veterans get the benefits that they deserve based on their military service. Joining me from the beautiful town of Orlando, Florida, is Shawn Sullivan with Mission 823. Shawn, how are you?
I'm real fine, my friend. How are you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. You know, it's Friday. God's been good to me, and 2025 is going to be awesome. So, hey, thanks for taking time to talk to, number one, about yourself, and then more importantly about what Mission 823 is. So for the audience, can you give us the 30-second, where you're originally from and what you do in the Navy?
Yeah, originally from Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I was an electrician on the last diesel electric submarine in the U.S. fleet, the USS Barbell.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your service. Obviously, if you didn't do what you did, we couldn't do this here today. So let's talk about Mission 823.
Yes, sir. We've been working in Ukraine for a little over 25 years, helping at-risk and traumatized kids. And around 2014, our youth camps that we provide for children that have been abused or neglected, we started seeing some funny symptoms showing up, and came to realize that the incursion into the Donbass and across Crimea had created conflict-related PTSD among minors. And
Yes.
So we had to shift gears and start working with kids with PTSD.
How do you do that? Like it's amazing. And, you know, I number one, I apologize. I made the assumption that you guys have been around like 4 or 5 years. You've been around for a long time. So how do you do what you do?
Well, we're donor sponsored, primarily faith-based organizations. So a lot of churches, businesses, some private foundations, and then a lot of individuals are involved. I'm the development guy and the field guy, and my wife runs the office. And then we have an all-national Ukrainian team. We lived in Ukraine for 6 years and started this work. And now we manage an all-national Ukrainian team, and I go back and forth quite a bit, just trying to help things move along.
And man, as long as your organization's been around, obviously you've had a series of success stories. You know, and unfortunately with the war, I can only imagine the demand is so much higher. How are you guys tackling, the challenge of so many people needing your services?
Well, that's the most impossible choice that we have to make. How do you choose where to allocate your resources when there's literally 6 million children that are so, we do the very best we can to meet the needs as they come across our radar. Over the course of the last 3 years, we've moved over 70,000 people to safety in our evacuations, provided about 9 billion gallons of fresh water through our water filtration programs, hundreds of thousands of meals, 12 semi-tractor trailer trucks, millions of dollars worth of medical gear. And as it comes in, we directly distribute it to Ukraine with our teams, and providing primarily services for children that have been traumatized in our youth camps.
Well, we're going to definitely heavily endorse, and then get your message out there. That's why we're here today. So because I know some people if I give $1, how much is really going towards this effort? Can you tell them, generally what's the proportion of it goes straight into donations?
Yeah, usually more than 90%, because we have very small overhead here in the States. I'm literally working from my home office to run this organization. And our team is all national Ukrainian, so everything that they give is going directly to the front, with the exception of a very small percentage. We raised our support for our salaries prior to incorporating the organization, and so that's not affected hardly at all. It's just the overhead for the small office here.
And unfortunately, whenever the post-conflict is, and whatever that means, right? What does that really mean? Obviously, you guys will have a large demand. You had a large demand even pre-conflict. Now, post-conflict, no doubt, hopefully Americans will not be, and other donors will not be short-sighted on the demand that will be needed to take care of those folks. So, what is one or two things that folks can do to help Mission 823?
Well, first of all, people need to understand the distinction between government programs, foreign aid, tax dollars, that sort of thing. We don't have anything to do with the receipt of any federal funds, so we're not using tax dollars for any of the work. We're a donor sponsored nonprofit organization, a 501c3. And so we're doing humanitarian work, we're doing social work, we're helping children, we're helping families, we're not working with soldiers. And so mentally, if they can get past that, then it's easier to understand how to sponsor a child on a monthly basis so that we can take care of families, sponsor children so that they can go to our youth camps, sponsor feeding programs. During the winter, it's brutal in Ukraine. So having solar generators, backup batteries, heaters, warm clothing, food, water filtration, all of the basic humanitarian crisis relief stuff that you would see in a disaster relief scenario is what we need. Any type of equipment or supplies for first responders, especially firemen, we can facilitate all of that.
Well, Shawn, thanks a lot for that. That's amazing what you guys are doing and very inspirational. Wow. And the human disaster over there, which you've alluded to, is so substantial that, it's going to take literally a village, a world village to help, the rebuild and take care of the people. The infrastructure is one piece. That's probably the easier piece to put back together. It's the people piece is the harder piece. So how can folks find Mission 823?
Well, if you visit our website at mission823.com, we're also on Facebook at Mission823 and Instagram at Mission823INC. And then I'm on LinkedIn. You can find Shawn Sullivan with Mission823 on LinkedIn as well. Our
Shawn,
YouTube channel is probably a great resource to check out because it's got a lot of archived video of our work there in Ukraine. So find us at Mission823.
Well, hey, Shawn, number one, thanks for your service to the nation. Number two, and I applaud you. Thanks for your work in the Ukraine. I mean, wow, that's amazing. And truly making a great impact on human beings and their quality of life. And that's, unfortunately, the demand across the world is there, but you're focusing there in the Ukraine, and I applaud your efforts. We're going to take all that contact information, put in our show notes, and highly encourage folks to reach out and then take a look at Mission 823. So thanks again.
Yeah, really appreciate that. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hey, folks, you like what you heard? Please connect with us. Share our content. Mission 823. Check them out online. If you have some time, treasure, or talent, consider with a giving heart to give to this great effort to help folks out. I mean, you're literally, you heard Shawn say 90% or greater of funds donated are actually going directly for those in need. The human toll in any conflict area, in this case Ukraine, is great, and it's going to take a global village to help these folks out now and well into the future. So with that, see you in our next segment, Live with Gratitude.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.